I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang gang, Global with the gang gang gang. You know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang.
What's going on, Beaches? Welcome to 1040. Get that coffee, get that afternoon coffee up. Get that coffee game up, fam.
With that gang gang, you know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin'.
What up, Bill?
Right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck
caught up in the
ways. West Coast gon' have stand up. Put that glass in hands up.
Gangs.
Gang, we famed up.
Gangs.
Got that change,
Papa
we
slowly,
bagged
yo.
up. True love, we stay manned up.
Head pinching my nipples, baby. What's up, Kelly K on YouTube?
I'm queasy, whoa.
Jennifer Strong, you're so strong. Melissa, Rebecca Colemaga. Out for my daily walk at work. Now the whole neighborhood gets to hear some brain gains. Oh. No headset on. I'm gonna call all the neighbors beaches. Everyone that's listening to this right now is a beach. What up, Mike? Gia. Yeah.
Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil. God in his prime, always in prime. Always on time. Time to shine. Wifey is fine. I'm doing fine. Glad that you asked. God fill me up. Mud in my glass. God clean me up. All that I ask.
Whatever you're gaining so fast.
I am ahead. You are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack.
East Coast with the gang gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang gang, Global with the gang gang gang.
Oh yeah, I just got notified that the pink drink shirts shipped. So here's the thing with that, and this is just a heads up because I didn't know. The pink drink mugs, the logo was supposed to be green on those, but it came out black because I guess it was green on a pink mug. So I'm hoping I'm gonna have other versions coming out soon too. We're gonna do another release probably, so those that missed it. But hopefully, I don't know if the pink shirts are gonna have, if the logo is gonna be green or black. It looks actually good on the mug. It looks good black. So we'll see. I don't even know what the color is gonna turn out to be. I'm a little bit pissed because they didn't let me know. So I'm actually gonna send them a message. I'm pissed because I thought it was gonna be green. So I don't know about the shirts. Just a heads up. I don't think anyone's gonna be upset. It looks really good. Like the mug looks really good with black, so I'm actually happy with it. But, you know, I have another version. I got another shirt coming out this week. Got some new releases coming, so. What's up, Sharon? All right, let's get on with the show. Let's get this party started. Mike Stuttle, if we have t-shirt ideas, where do we send them? I got a really neat call of Sick Fun Games t-shirt. Send it, Mike. Remember, you're in Swolenormous X, bro. Go into the community section of the website on Swolenormous X and submit it in the t-shirt section, in the forums. So go into the community section and go into the t-shirt section and then drop it there. Listening while gaining. Is there any other way? I don't think there's any other way to do it. Let's do a little nipple pinch before we get started. Here we go. Let's get this party started. Oh yeah, we got some SFGs. I got a bunch of releases. We're probably gonna have new t-shirt releases every week or so. Got a bunch of new collections. But remember, all the shirts are one-offs. Once they're released, they're gone. So a lot of stuff on swolenormousapparel.com is not gonna be there after this weekend. Yeah. All right, fam. Here we go. Intro. Do it. Sick fucking guys.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
I'm making gains. Testing. Testing. Testicles. A test Ickles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1043 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. So once you come in the door, pinch your nips for daddy. I don't care if you're a dude. I don't care if you're hanging dong. I don't care if you're hanging bean. I want you to pinch your nips. Everyone, that's one thing we all have in common. Not everyone has a dick. Not everyone has a vajayjay, but we all got nips. So, what can you do? Oh, yeah, you can pinch them. Ooh, it feels good. It feels good when you give them a good pinch, doesn't it? Especially on a Friday. What's up? What's going on Friday? Let's see what's going on. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, Twitch, everywhere that I stream. The stream doth be good. The stream doth be juicy right now. It doth be the juice. We're looking good. It's nice to be back everywhere. It's nice to be back. So let's see. What's the housekeeping for today? What we got going on? Let me see. Let me take out the trash. I did take out the trash on YouTube. I've been taking out the trash all week and got some cool stuff. So those of you on YouTube that responded to the post that I did about the Q&A, the top voted questions are going to be part of a Q&A. So that's probably going to come out. I would hope to say something like tomorrow or Sunday. So we're going to start doing bringing back Ask Papa Swolio on YouTube. So that's going to be fire. And don't forget, on Sunday, we have our Q&A here on Facebook and Instagram and on the Daily Swole. So we have our Sunday Funday Q&A. Getting a lot of Q&A, trying to plug in as much as I can to all of you, what you want to talk about. So make sure that you stay tuned for the post. It's Friday, so I will probably post that either maybe tonight. I don't know. It's probably tomorrow to give you all the chance to drop in. Remember, first come, first serve. So make sure you get in as quickly as possible. However, a lot of the questions that might hang over that don't get answered, they get used in other content. So it's important to plug into everywhere. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm posting all sorts of things, and I'm doing stuff in the stories. So I'll probably actually get to some more of those Q&A in the stories and things like that. So even if you feel like, oh, a lot of people have asked questions already, sometimes we mow through. Sometimes we get through 100 in a day. So make sure you just jump in the comments when you see it. Let's see. Nathan, I wish I could stick around, but I'm a short break at work. I'll crush chest and back tonight and listen to this. Yes, you shall. Yes, you shall. You shall make those sick fucking gains. You shall make the gains. Do I work out every day? No. I haven't worked out much in the past week. I've done like one or two kind of total body stabilization workouts, but I've done more yoga and stretching. I've been stiff. Anytime I travel, I don't know. Does anyone else feel like that? Like travel, some people really work out and train hard whether they travel or not. I've learned myself, when I travel, I like to get back into the flow once I'm off the trip. It's hard. I usually try to focus more on mobility and stuff when I travel, just because a gym and working out hard, I just feel like mobility is more important when you're more immobile, if that makes sense. When I'm traveling, it's usually sitting on a plane or sitting in a car, and you're not hydrating as well as you probably should be because you're out of your element. You're bringing your food with you, you're bringing your water with you, so you're kind of off your flow. So I listen to my body. I'm like, all right, I shouldn't be pushing myself for performance if I'm traveling so much, and I'm probably out of my element or out of my flow more than I realize. Because when you're traveling, you're focusing on catching your plane or getting directions, whatever you're doing. You're busy doing stuff. That's why you're traveling. You're going to do stuff. So you don't necessarily drink as much water as you think. So you might be dehydrated. You might be more stiff than you realize. The last thing I want to do is go and try to crush a leg day at a gym when I'm traveling and then, bang something up because I didn't warm up properly or I needed to mobilize more than I should. So I try to focus more on mobility. Yeah, my body gets stiff. I know some people get off a plane and they go and crush a workout. I'll crush some yoga and stretching. I feel like that's more important for me. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know. I tend to feel like I'm stiff all the fucking time, man. I feel like I'm stiff all the fucking time now. Now I'm like, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm thinking, but I feel so stiff. I always just want to do mobility. Like I just want to do yoga all the time. I just want to foam roll all the time. I just want to do stretching all the time. Part of me is just like, I don't want to work out anymore. I'm telling you, part of me just doesn't want to work out anymore. I'm just being honest. Sometimes I just think, am I done with working out? Are we done with this? Are we done with this whole thing? Am I done with like trying to maintain muscle mass? Can I just like punch out? I go through these phases and I try to justify it. And then after I get to the justification, okay, cool, I can stop. Then I say, you know what? Fuck that. And I go back to the gym and start lifting hard again. I go through these phases. I go through these phases of like wanting to get big. It doesn't last though, not anymore. It used to be. That used to be the whole thing, like build muscle, get huge, make sick fucking gains. Now, the definition of sick fucking gains has changed. It's still sick fucking gains, but it's sick fucking mobility gains. Mobility gains, it's flexibility gains, it's meditation gains, it's staying healthy and not being in pain gains. That's what I call it. Sick fucking gains encompasses everything. And then in that is also building muscle. But we got to expand that. It can't just be about lifting. So when I tell people that they should be lifting, when I say do shit every day, every fucking day, I think that was a video that I posted on Instagram where I was saying my most important tip to get results is consistency, is do something every day. I think that's the biggest, most important thing. It's simple. Just do something every day. Every day, that's it. If you're doing something every day, if you're keeping the engine running and you're feeding the fire, whether it's mobility, meditation, look, even if you're not training, when I was traveling, I didn't lift heavy, but I ate the food that I should be eating. I stayed on my nutrition. I stayed on my diet. So I didn't lose anything. I just I come back into the gym. I did a total body, felt sore, kind of banged up a little bit, focus on mobility, but I didn't gain fat. I didn't fall out of it because I stayed on the things that I needed to stay on. I mean, if you don't lift for 2 months, yeah, you're going to lose muscle mass. It's going to take you longer to get back into it. But if you're not working out for a couple days and you're staying on your nutrition, you're doing your yoga and mobility, you're going to be fine. It's in your head. How many of you get paranoid when you take a day off from the gym? You feel like you're losing all your gains. I know you do. Don't fucking lie to me. I know you do because I used to be there too. When I started lifting, I felt like a day off was death. A day off meant I was shrinking. I was shriveled. In reality, once you get older, once you get experience, you realize, oh, the reason why I feel like I'm shrinking is because I'm not inflamed. It's one day from me not causing massive inflammation and trauma to my muscles. Here's something that I want to talk about. Here's something that's interesting. What happens? Think about how sensitive your body is when you're lifting all the time, when you're training, when you're going heavy or going hard all the time. Let's say you're in a strength phase or a muscle building phase, right? You go through all that and you're training 3, 4, 5 times a week. You're training hard. You get sore, sure, but you get used to being sore. Does that make sense? You get used to being sore. So you're very sore, but the way you perceive that soreness and that pain starts to decrease because you're used to being that sore. Your body's used to getting exposed to that kind of overload. Your body gets used to getting exposed to that kind of stress. And then all of a sudden you take 3 or 4 days off. Check this out. And like I did, I took like 3 or 4 or 5 days off from like heavy training. Come back and do like a little total body workout. My butt was fucking on fire because I did some single leg squats and some step back lunges. I just did a few sets of each body part, some stabilization, and I felt fucking sore. I was hitting things. And I barely did anything. It's amazing. All of a sudden you pull back for a couple days and you realize, holy shit, I usually do 10 times as much when I go to the gym. Think about this. I usually do 10 times as much when I go to the gym. I pull back for a couple days, go and do a light workout, and I feel really sore. Then it puts into perspective, holy shit, what am I doing to my body all the time when I crush it? You realize how banged up your body is all the time. It gives you more perspective when you think about it logically, more perspective on recovery. It gives you more perspective on, holy shit, maybe I'm really fucking my body up. Maybe I'm really doing too much. You're doing probably more than you think you need, you're doing more than you really need. You think you need more than you do, which is really the case. You don't need massive trauma to get results. You need consistency. And what happens with massive trauma? Inflammation, eventually things like tendinitis. You can injure yourself. You progress too hard. You try to go too hard, too long. You can burn out physically or psychologically if you're not focusing on recovery enough. And I'm sure you've heard this before from my podcast. You need to focus more on recovery. It's not necessary. Your body is going to adapt to whatever output you do, but your body needs to recover. Your body needs to have those periods in that focused recovery to match your intensity. And if you're training intensely, but you're not recovering properly, something's going to break eventually. Something's going to break. Eventually something's going to happen where you pull something or you injure something or your elbow starts hurting or your shoulder or your back. I'm just such in a place where I don't want fucking pain. I don't want pain anymore. That's the most important thing. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt anymore. I don't want my heart to hurt. I don't want my body to hurt. I don't want my nips to be that. Well, I like it when my nips are sensitive. I just don't want to be in pain anymore. And pain just means I don't know. It's like Everyone always asks me how old I am. I talk about it all the time, but let's see. What am I? 30. My birthday hasn't happened yet this year. I don't even know how fucking old I am. I'm 35, so I'm going to be 36 this year. I don't feel 36. I know I'm not old by any means. I'm like right in the middle. I'm not old. I know that. And I can definitely build a ton more muscle. I just don't know if I have that kind of desire to. I don't know if I have that desire to crush myself, because I've already been crushing myself for like 18, 19 years. Crushing myself, like bulking, lifting, hard. I mean, think about what that means compounded over time. Yes, I was younger. Yes, your body heals faster when you're younger. Your body has more potential, which is good. I mean, it's a good time to do that because that's when your body can handle it the most. However, those types of injuries and overload and stress at the time, you're muscular, you're big, your body can handle, recover. If you don't transition, you don't take care of that. If you don't take care of that mobility as you transition to your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you're going to start dealing with all those things that hid in the shadows that you got away with for all those years crushing those weights. You gotta open the door and blend them. You gotta blend more recovery, or you're gonna be that stiff fucking old man in the gym that, I used to be big. I used to squat 400 pounds, man. And they fucking walk around with the belt and they kind of sit down gingerly on a machine. They do a little lifting. It's more important. You're not gonna maintain this muscle mass forever. It's important to really focus, a good portion. Balance it out 50-50, with your training and your resistance. So I tend to like to do alternate days. I don't like to necessarily lift and do resistance training. I'm feeling now at this point in my career, because again, I'm not old by any means, but I have a lot of experience and a lot of overload, a lot of years in the gym, a lot of mileage in the gym. And I feel like more and more now, it's just less necessary for me to do consecutive daily overload in terms of resistance, like to do resistance and do weights every day or consecutive days. I like it a lot more doing, weights on, let's say, a Monday. Tuesday is like mobility yoga. And that's what my programming is revolved around for the most part. Depending on how many days a week you're training, I think it's a great approach for everyone to alternate mobility and recovery days in between resistance days and alternate that and kind of do like a checkerboard where you're doing Monday, Tuesday off. I mean, when I say off, active recovery, yoga, mobility, Wednesday back on. I think that's a great way to do 3 or 4 days a week of resistance for 99% of the people. That's plenty of resistance per week. You don't need 5-6 days of fucking hardcore training. Of course, it depends on what your goals are, depends on how much time you have available to spend in the gym, depends on all those blah, 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 blah. It depends on a lot of things. So that's just, where I am psychologically. That's why I design my programs the way they are. My programs and my stuff in Swole X and the stuff that I do for myself personally is biased towards recovery. And that's because most people that create programs online, most people that train themselves, when they feel great, they don't look into the future. They don't have perspective. And I've spent enough time around elderly people, around my grandparents, training geriatric populations to know what fucking comes when you don't take care of your body. And if you're doing resistance training all the fucking time and you don't do mobility, that's what's going to happen regardless. That's what's going to happen to you even if you lift weights all the time. You're going to be like one of those fucking stiff old people. Mobility is more important than strength as you get older. Strength is extremely important, but mobility and movement, range of motion, you're going to lose that a lot quicker, and that's really important. So let's get into the main topic today for a little bit. Let's touch upon today in your face hole. It's in your face hole. It's in your body hole. All those holes that you have, all the holes and stuff like that. So let's talk about what I wanted to talk about today. I kind of want to talk about the training part, but we'll go back to this topic because I want to follow up with what we're discussing yesterday. I want you to think about this when it comes to nutrition. Let's take two people. Let's take one person that eats healthy all the time, one person that eats a lot of junk. Now, your body adapts. Just like with your training, your body is going to adapt to training 3 days a week or 5 days a week or 6 days a week. Your body is going to adapt to eating healthy food. Your body is going to adapt to eating junk food. Now, someone asked me, well, I eat all this stuff. I eat dairy. I eat, soda, and I have this, and I cheat once a week, and I do this, and I do that, and I feel fine. I feel great. Here's why that happens. Your body adapts to that. Your body is going to adapt to the crap. Your body is going to adapt. And what that means by adaptation is your body cultivates the bacteria that digest those simple carbohydrates. Your body adapts inside that ecosystem inside your body changes. The body, the ecosystem inside your body changes to adapt to what you're consuming. So if you eat a cheat meal once or twice a week, your body is going to adapt to that cheat meal. And you might be able to have abs if you eat pizza once or twice a week. Maybe you get away with it, but it's not necessarily cultivating the right bacteria. So here's what's going on. And you're not going to notice the inflammation. You're not going to notice the allergic response because your body adapts and creates those defense mechanisms against that. It's still damaging your body. You just don't necessarily see the impact because your body has already essentially calcified to those reactions, right? Just like how we talked about before, when you're training regularly, you don't necessarily notice how much the pain is and how sore you actually are until you take a few days off, step back, and you come back to your training. Holy shit, I'm so much more sore. Well, are you more sore, or are you just feeling that sense of soreness more contrast relative to you taking 5 days off and not having that soreness present for a few days? It's more like, ooh, this is a new feeling. It's more like that, right? And I want you to take two people, one person that eats junk or tends to eat junk or has cheat days or is a flexible diet, or blah, 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 and one person that eats fucking super clean, anti-inflammatory foods, the food that they should eat. They don't eat junk. They don't drink, whatever. They're fucking great. So you have those two people. If you give the person that eats more junk a healthy meal, let's say you give them, a healthy meal would be considered, let's say it's broccoli, let's say it's a sweet potato, let's say it's grass-fed beef. We talk about that. I love that meal. Okay, fine. If they eat that meal, they're going to be like, oh, this is good. Or maybe for them, it doesn't have much flavor. Broccoli, oh God, I hate broccoli. Maybe they like the steak, like the sweet potato. Okay, they'll eat it and they'll feel fine. You give someone who eats healthy, you give them like pizza, or you give them like McDonald's, maybe what the other person eats once or twice a week, they're going to shit their fucking brains out. They're going to feel like crap. They're going to have migraines, maybe. They're going to feel nauseous. So the difference is the adaptation to what you're consuming. I wouldn't say it's very easy, but when you expose your body to more of these artificial elements, more of these things that it doesn't like, what does your body do? Just have diarrhea all the time? No, it's going to adapt, because if your body has diarrhea all the time, you're going to dehydrate and you're going to fucking die. That's not healthy. Diarrhea is not good. You're flushing out tons of liquid because your body is ejecting whatever poison or whatever issue it has, but your body is losing a lot of water when you have diarrhea. That's why it's a problem. You're losing a lot of water. So if you have diarrhea, you got to drink a ton of water, but let's fix the problem. Don't take Pepto. Don't take all these fucking anti-diarrhea pills and drinks. You need to figure out why the fuck you have the shits. And why do you think a lot of people have the shits when they suck down all this whey protein? Like, oh, the protein shits. That's not a good thing. That's not a good sign. Why is that? Oh, you just adapt. You take it for a while. It'll go away. That's not a good thing. Your body is saying, what the fuck is this? There's something in that. Your body is just shitting itself. That's not good, let alone most protein powders are like 60, 70% protein. You're getting 30% filler in that stuff. You're getting 30% filler and flavors and artificial things. So when you eat crap in comparison to a healthy diet, if someone that eats healthy goes and eats crap, they're going to shit their brains out. They're going to feel everything bad with whatever that is. Someone that eats bad is going to have a healthy meal and probably just not like the taste. Probably just like, it doesn't have any flavor, because their taste buds are so overstimulated with sweet and aspartame and sucralose and all these artificial sweeteners that trick the brain to thinking something sweet, right? You're having candy, you're having soda. Those things are hyper sweet. That's not natural. You don't find that in nature. You find that in ripe fruit in the summer. You don't find that in the winter. You don't find that all the time. You don't drink just fucking juice. You get the fiber too. So when you're eating fruit, it's completely different than drinking fruit juice or soda or anything like that. So right there where you want to, if anyone's bringing that up or you're feeling that, oh, well, I feel fine when I eat this. If you're regularly eating cheat meals and you're regularly eating crap, your body is going to, over the long term, it's going to build those defenses up. It's going to adapt, just like the soreness. Your body is going to adapt to what you expose it to. The human body is a creature of adaptation. That's why we've survived. That's why we've won. That's why we're all over the world, because we can adapt and evolve and get used to different climates and different areas and different blah, blah, blah. Now, with human beings moving, I can move to Siberia if I wanted to. I can move to a cold climate, Canada, if I wanted to, but that might not be optimal for my DNA. Maybe my DNA, that's why it's great to do these things like Ancestry or, 23andMe. There's other ones out there. It's great to know your background, because that can also be related. They're finding out more and more of these genetic sequences that will bias people more towards metabolizing fats or making someone more predisposed to certain diseases or illnesses, or that, we're starting to map out diets, and ideal diets are things that people can try or be a little bit more specific with and supplement with based on their genetics, which we're finding out is more, increasingly more important. It's just technology. We're learning things that we never knew before. So the next decade or two is going to be really interesting with what comes out and what's accessible to us as the public. But it's important to understand how the body does adapt, how the body does react, and how you can be tricked by thinking you're okay when you're not really okay. And that's why the elimination diet is so important, because that breaks through the noise, that puts the power into your hands, and that's taking the responsibility to figure out what works best for you. And if you really want to learn what's best for you, you do the elimination diet, and then you're literally, okay, you're testing, you're not eating this for a while, and then you're bringing it back into your diet, and oh shit, this happened, and you're learning. And if you're not willing to learn, you're not really willing to grow, and you don't really want those results. It's important. It's important to understand how the body adapts. So the body does that physically, and the body does that nutritionally as well. Let's take a couple questions. Let's see what we got here. Absolutely. When you eat crap, you feel like crap. That's how I feel. And when you eat healthier more often, you just don't want it anymore. I don't want to eat crap. I don't want to eat junk food. Just I look at it and the smell it's not intriguing to me. I don't like the smell of it. And plus I know what I'm going to feel like. So it's just not worth my effort. Holly, I can't eat refined processed food anymore. I really can't. If I want dessert, it's raw vegan dessert rarely. For me, dessert is frozen fruit. I take frozen berries and I drizzle coconut oil on it. And then I might scrape some dark chocolate and have like some cinnamon. You could put tiny little bit of raw honey. It's delicious. It's like frozen coconut fruit and berries. It's fucking amazing. And yeah, it might have calories in it. There's nothing bad in it, but that over ice cream, that over candy, that over garbage, it's amazing. Just Humming. I like that name. Yeah, I eat really clean, and for the first time in 4 months, I had cake, and man, I felt it. It's hard to explain it to people that have never tried it. It's hard to explain to people that have never tried eliminating. It's hard to explain to people the contrast, like what it actually means, right? It's hard to explain that. It really is. It's hard to explain that. It's hard to get that across unless you experience it yourself. That's why it's important. Once you experience it yourself, you're like, holy shit, that makes sense. Now I get it. Now I feel it. It makes it personal. When it's not personal, you have no way of really relating to it. I love frozen grapes are like candy for sure. I tend to get a little bit gassy if I pound those though. Shh, TMI. Dime Nart. What the hell? Why does work have to get in the way of watching this? Gotta go. It's all good. It's all good. I'll be back. I'll be on the podcast. You can cash me later. Cash me in the ear holes. Cash me in the ear gains. Oliver Hallberg. That sounds better than cake. My dessert. Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, son. Kim Winels, this is exactly why I avoid garbage food. It makes me feel like I had a bad hangover. I get a headache. Yeah, I feel fucked up when I eat bad. I mean, I don't really eat bad, but sometimes things like wine, it's probably the sulfites in the wine. I've had like a glass of wine. Sometimes the next day I have a headache. It depends. I usually don't stray too much from what I'm eating, but I'll notice it. I get really jacked up when I travel. Oh, I got really bad when I left to go up to Ohio, and when I came back. And I was like, what did I eat? Because I ate all the consistent foods. I was fine. I had airport coffee twice. And what I mean by airport coffee, I had coffee on the plane. It was JetBlue, so they have Dunkin' Donuts. But on the way there, I stopped into this like deli area, and that's all they had. There wasn't like a Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or like a big brand name. So I bought a coffee. It was like a nice restaurant bar type thing, but they had a little fill yourself coffee on the side. So I bought that, and I was just kind of like, all right, coffee, I can get away with it. And then it fucked my stomach up for like 2 days when I got there. And on the way back, I got coffee at a Cinnabon because that was all they had on the way home. So I had that. I didn't think twice about it. I didn't really think too much about it. And then I was banged up for like 2 days when I got back. So no more airport coffee for me. I don't know if the Dunkin' Donuts one contributed, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So only name brand. I'm going to be one of those people that will wait in the super long line at Starbucks in the airport because I have to have my Starbucks, but Starbucks has never given me the fucking shits before. So I'm going to buy us my coffee, my travel coffee, that direction. Or I'll drink tea from now on. Who knows? Kelly K on the YouTubes. I have been eating a lot better and cleaner for almost a month now, and I eat just a bowl of fresh mixed berries when I want something sweet. I love my frozen berries. I love frozen fruit because it makes me feel like I'm eating ice cream. It's like frozen. It's frozen. It's delicious. I love it. It's so simple. It's so simple. This game is so simple. Anyway, fam, make sure you check out YouTube, check out my latest drop, and stay plugged in on Instagram. Got some cool stuff coming, playing around with some new ideas and some new shit. So go check me out everywhere. Brand new YouTube drop today. There's a brand new Q&A video coming for YouTube, coming real soon. You've seen the post on YouTube. That's where I'm doing a Q&A video there as well. So if you follow me there, make sure you keep an eye out for those posts and use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio on YouTube, on my main YouTube channel, so your question will be answered. I'm usually going to take from the most upvoted questions first. So it's going to be super cool over there. And here on the podcast, here on the Daily Swole podcast, we got the Sunday Fun Day Q&A coming up, and I will post that picture either later tonight or tomorrow. That way you can drop your comments, and first come, first served. And of course, those in the Daily Swole Club, you will be getting an email notification where you can submit your questions for first dibs on the Sunday Fun Day Q&A. So super excited, super stoked, super cool, super juicy. That's super good juice. That's super good juice. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff out there. So today's episode was fire. I got some new shit coming. Gonna post up something in a little bit. I'm excited. My nips are getting a little tingly. It's good to be back. I feel good. I feel like there's a lot of good stuff coming. I know. Well, I know. You don't know. You'll see. You'll see. Virginia Webb, you've helped me in so many ways with exercising and healthy eating. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Why, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. My nipples, thank you. My nips say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's leave before it gets really weird. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1043 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, these guys say in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1044. Peace, McGee, Snooze, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio, out.